There's a world of reasons why someone can find themselves a stranger in a strange area. As World Refugee Day approaches, Sacramento stands tall in celebration of compassion and unity across borders. Here to share the work being done right here in our city is Jessie Mabry of Opening Doors Incorporated. Welcome, Jessie.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so Jessie, tell us about Opening Doors Inc. and the work you do.
Opening Doors is a local Sacramento-based nonprofit. We serve about 3,000 immigrants, refugees, and survivors of human trafficking each year. We walk alongside our neighbors on their path to stability, self-sufficiency, and belonging here in Sacramento.
Wow, you said 3,000. That's a large number. What refugee populations do you see here in Sacramento specifically?
Sure. We've been doing this work for 30 years, and so over those decades, we've served different populations. Most recently, we've been welcoming refugees from Afghanistan. Obviously, with the withdrawal of the U.S. military in 2021, we saw a huge influx of Afghan refugees. And, Sacramento has a really strong and vibrant Afghan community. So many Afghan refugees are hoping to come here for the ties they have with the existing Sacramento community.
And how does the refugee resettlement process work for those of us who aren't familiar with it?
Sure. It's a pretty complex process. It starts when a person somewhere overseas has to flee their home because of a well-founded fear of persecution. The UN High Commission on Refugees establishes that someone meets the sort of basic definitions of a refugee. Once they become accepted into the U.S. refugee resettlement program, this is all still happening overseas, there's an extensive safety and security vetting process that can take up to a couple of years. Once the refugee families have cleared through that process, they travel to the U.S. and to their new communities, and that's where our work begins. We meet them at the airport, and we walk alongside them for their first few months here in Sacramento, helping them get established in their new community, finding housing, getting their kids enrolled in school, mom and dad in ESL classes or job placement work, everything that they're going to need to get up on their feet.
Wow, and how many refugees does Opening Doors resettle?
This fiscal year, we are on track to welcome about 1,800 refugees. That's just Opening Doors. There are other organizations in the community doing this important work. Altogether, Sacramento will probably welcome about 5,000 refugees this year.
Wow. What's been the response from those who have been impacted by your organization, helping with resettling and just the resources that are available?
Yeah, it's really fulfilling work, I think, particularly because of the existing Afghan community here in Sacramento. It's estimated that 1 out of every 9 Afghans or Afghan Americans living in the United States lives in the greater Sacramento region. So right now, at this moment in history, refugee resettlement in Sacramento is a story of family reunification. These are family members who are coming from Afghanistan and then meeting someone that is maybe a brother or a cousin or an aunt who's already here in Sacramento. It's really joyful work to see that family reunification happening. It's also been really wonderful to see the outpouring of support from our community, with people signing up to volunteer and do donation drives and really lean into the work of welcome.
Yeah, and why should we mark our calendars for World Refugee Day as something important to observe?
Sure. The World Refugee Day, June 20th, is a day to celebrate the resilience and strength of refugees. It's also a time for our welcoming community to lean into our values of welcome and inclusivity. If folks would like to step in and support this work, they can go to openingdoorsinc.org/donate.
Well, Jessie, thank you for the amazing work you do and your organization, and for joining us today to tell us more about it.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. And to our viewers, you can learn more by going to openingdoorsinc.org.